Hello, my very dear Sagittarians. This is your reading for the week of June 22nd, or when you hear it and it resonates. And of course, it's Sun, Moon, Rising, and it will not be for everybody. So for the group of the collective that I'm reading for, what I'm seeing is literally you in a game with someone else. And of course, this may not be literal for you people, but for some of you it will be. I see you in a game with somebody else, and you've got cards and they've got cards. They've got 3 cards. You've got the rest of the deck. So that's the first thing I'm being drawn to, which is they've got 3 cards. You've got the rest of the deck. So you're holding the lion's share of what you have to play with. The next thing that I'm seeing is that it's almost as though you sometimes, when you've been in games with people or in life experience with people, it's almost as though you sometimes forget to really check what is in their deck. And instead what you do is you're playing the game between the two of you, but you're playing it all within your own hand. And this is not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be, if we're looking at this in terms of a connection in life, whether it's romantic, friendship, work, whatever, it's meant to be an exchange of energy. And I feel as though some of you have been not in an exchange of energy, that there's been a wall. And part of that is because it's almost as though you have, for whatever reason, some of you have had the experience of feeling as though you were the only one who could take care of things growing up. You were the only one who had the ability to make a move, to make things happen, and that you didn't always feel as though you had the emotional support. That's really what it feels like. It's like there wasn't really somebody behind your back completely. So in some ways, you never were able to really engage completely in the other side of what was going on in a way where you could really understand it and let it inform the cards that you were playing. It's as though you were trying to keep a tight control on the game by holding all the cards. What you're being told here, my loves, is this: you have all the cards, or you have most of the cards. And what you're being told here is now it's time for you, instead of worrying about, oh my God, I've got all these cards, which one am I going to play? You wait and trust that you have what you need in order to be able to respond to the card that the other side is playing. Okay? Now, of course, the idea of not knowing that you have somebody at your back, or not feeling like you have had somebody at your back, can create this sense of needing to be hypervigilant and trying to be thinking ahead all the time about if this happens, then that. But what that does is that creates a real sense of nervousness in your nervous system, a sense of anxiety, that constant anticipating. So what Spirit is saying is, okay, now this is where you engage your mind. And remember that the mind is not only the tool with which we interpret the world around us. The mind is the great cosmic cookie cutter, which manifests our world according to its shape and the ingredients we put into it. The cards that you get are humor and take God with you. This is very, very much what I think is going to help you get out of that kind of static, contracted state, worrying about the cards and what cards to play. So seeing things humorously, of course, well, you can't always laugh at the situation, but if you are in a situation where you can't laugh, find something else to laugh at. Let that kind of lift you up out of this contracted, like hypervigilant state where you're staring constantly at the cards, wondering what you're going to play next. The other thing I felt really inclined to offer you, and before I pulled the cards, so it makes perfect sense, is this wonderful little statement that I'm going to leave here for you. This comes from the tradition of Pangu Shengong, which is a moving form of Tai Chi, and this is the mantra that they teach us to say. Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason. Treat with courtesy. Act with emotion. Accomplish results. Now, that fits in perfectly with the idea of take God with you. This take God with you card says stop. And 3 times a day or multiple times a day, stop and check in and go, yo, God. And if you don't believe in God or you believe in another name, check in with sacred energy. Check in with the idea that there is dimension, that there are dimensions and beings that are helping us, whatever works for you, to take you up out of feeling as though everything is on your shoulders. This is reminding you that you have divine help, and that the more you can take your mind and apply this is not about being weak. This is about being firm, but being firm within the energy of compassion and higher energy, higher consciousness. Doesn't mean dish rag. It means standing for truth, standing for those values that are represented by divine wisdom, divine compassion, and still being strong in the way that you apply it to the other people or the other situation, or even to the other part of your brain that may be kicking up some fuss, okay? Take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason. Treat with courtesy. Act with emotion or compassion. And accomplish results, okay? I leave you with that, my very dear Sagittarians. Remember, you're holding the cards. Take care.